Heavy losses to the riflemen, currently moving around in no cover. Not good, not good. In particular against, well, Panzer Grenadiers in a building. Further losses, anti-tank half-tank blazing away. Looks like the American is trying to knock out this mortar half-track. So I quickly move it back, suspecting this might be the case. Fresh forces moving in for the second wave of this assault. Apparently a slightly more tiered assault, in fact, or perhaps not, I can't say. Losses being confirmed on the Americans. Field craft being upgraded, meaning they can seize territory faster and spot mines. Always handy. So slowly getting more and more upgrades for my Panzer Grenadiers, which will only render them stronger and more powerful. Riflemen setting up in a long defensive line in the center alongside the Rangers. Anti-tank gun firing away at these troops here. And forces being joined in the center. Rangers charging right into the middle of everything, exposing themselves in a rather unfortunate manner, setting up a sticky bomb, but might be lost themselves or not. Looks like they barely got away, while these engineers went for the central victory point, but were killed for their efforts by the mortar half-track ever present. Rangers going down, further Rangers moving in, picking up a lost bazooka, firing away and suffering heavy losses again. Once more dropping a bazooka, and looks like a Ranger team was killed in the process. Mortar fire knocking out the anti-tank gun as well. Panzer Grenadiers charging forwards and picking up the Panzerfaust in case of some armor or further T-17s appearing, or at least to deny them the use of the bazooka. Remanning the anti-tank gun, but quickly cleared out again by the elite Panzer Grenadiers, who continue to kill these riflemen. Will this man get out of there, or will he be killed? Medics continuing to pick up the wounded and pull them back towards the medic station. Looks like we have a bit of skirmishing right up here, slowing down these riflemen. These Panzer Grenadiers with Veterancy 2 are holding the line. Heads are moving in, and further Panzer Grenadiers moving in to support the fight and hopefully drive away these riflemen. Heads are actually killing a rifleman, it looked like. And riflemen pulling out of there before they suffer further losses to this tank destroyer slash assault gun. And we have a small lot of in the fight as I quickly stabilize the situation with the few Panzer Grenadiers I've left. Currently having 5 teams, in fact. No, in fact I have 6 teams. Oh dear, that's a lot. And numerous half-tracks and a Panzer IV and a Hetzer. Quite good job, in fact, at maintaining the number of troops. Unit preservation is really a nice skill to have. And we see these Panzer Grenadiers continuing to repair this Panzer IV. Might have gotten elite repairs at this moment. And we see veteran sergeants being researched. And for those that don't know, veteran sergeants means that my troops will gain veterancy quicker and will be harder to suppress. Panzer Grenadiers quick to get into this building. And just needed a quick drink. Panzer Grenadiers riflemen once more charging around out in the open, not setting up any overwatch positions. Instead just running around in a large blob, minimizing the effect of all their fire. Panzer IV lurching forward, engine damage, but that shall not stop it from doing its duty. Incendiary rounds going off right behind the riflemen. Howitzer round going off right on this position. Panzer IV heavily damaged, but Veterancy 2 and quickly getting out of there. Panzer Grenadiers holding out in there, somewhat protected, but really need to get out of there because this building will actually collapse soon. And while buildings might protect a bit, it does not help if the building actually collapses. And there we go. Tragic loss of the Panzer Grenadier team. This farm building lost alongside the Panzer Grenadiers. And we have another massed assault going in, led by the elite Rangers. Firing away. Half-tracks desperately trying to get away. Anti-tank half-track knocked out. Mortar rounds landing among the Rangers. Mortar half-track will also have to get away. Panzer IV trying to provide covering fire alongside the infantry half-track. Infantry half-track deeply damaged. One Ranger team forced on the retreat, while the second one is still sneaking about with its bazookas. Oh dear, looks like I might lose a half-track. No, firing on the mortar half-track, apparently very keen on knocking it out, but instead finding himself faced with fire from the Panzer IV, killing numerous Rangers. 24 kills to its name so far. Certainly a bit of an ace crew, if one might say so. Further anti-tank guns being deployed to provide protection against my armored assets, but not really coordinating with the assault to actually try and see if they can't knock out some of my tanks or half-tracks. A bit unfortunate, I think, and of course not providing cover, meaning my Panzer Grenadiers quickly once more clear them out. But still, further medics running back and forth, picking up the wounded and getting them back before they die, so further rifleman teams can't hit the field. And let's have a look. We now have Zeal going up right now for the Panzer Grenadiers, meaning when in groups, or at least when they're more than one, they will get small bonuses to their health, which can be quite nice, and of course take a small bit of less amount damage. And we see assault rifles being equipped for this veteran team, while further Panzer Grenadiers are moving in from the north, certainly holding the line and charging right into troops equipped with assault weapons. Not good, not good. Again, the sort of thing you want to avoid. Incendiary grenade going off, and Panzer IV shell landing right in the middle of these elite riflemen or veteran riflemen, killing a lot, and these riflemen being wiped out completely. Heavy losses, some being lost in this small bonfire by the field, and looks like to be quite lucky that this corn is not taking fire. Howitzer shells once more raining in. Looks like we have a howitzer set up here, and looks like it was placed a bit too close to this cover, meaning there's in fact a direct entrance into his base. A bit unfortunate. And let's have a look at our opponent and see what he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry rifleman teams. Had 6, but that was lost, and 2 ranger teams, so about 7 teams of infantry. Well, looks like it might be get up to 8, as these medics are continuing to pull back the wounded and save them. Quite dedicated medics, certainly worthy of a medal if such were awarded to medics, which I do believe it were. Mortar half-track continuing to fire away. Panzer Grenadiers catching these riflemen out in the open. Incendiary grenades going off as well, really forcing the riflemen into a nasty position and into a retreat. And another human wave assault. One has to begin to wonder if perhaps Mr. Wingforce would perhaps not have been better leading a Soviet penal battalion rather than the 1st Infantry Division in the fight against the Germans. 17th SS caught out in the open, bit surrounded by all of these riflemen, and Rangers might lose but have to get out of there. There we go, incendiary grenade though going off first, killing a few riflemen and Rangers, while this team of assault rifle equipped Panzer Grenadiers are blasting away at the riflemen, killing another team. Might even get this team, or perhaps not, we'll have to see. Grenade going off, killing 2 Panzer Grenadiers, leaving the rest deeply wounded. So it looks like everyone retreats. Anti-tank gun moving a bit forward, but again no support, and gets flanked. Panzer IV heavily damaged, but still keen on fighting the Americans. 55 kills to its name, and veterans flee, meaning it's going to be quite tough, and certainly have some small speed bonuses. Shells going off now in the path of the anti-tank gun. We'll need to get out of there, but killing a few more riflemen in the process before getting out of there. And anti-tank gun being cleared out by an incendiary grenade. And another human wave assault. And there we go, the indomitable Jagdpanther. Yes, baby. Same gun as the King Tiger, and sloped 88mm armor, and of course the engine of the Jagdpanther itself. So quite a lethal tank destroyer, and knocking out this anti-tank gun with a tent and crew. Quite bloody, quite spectacular. And going in for this second anti-tank gun, sacrificing the rifleman team. Not good. Not good at all. Looks like the axis of attack for the Americans is finally changing towards the west, but might have something to do with that I am taking his victory points in the west as well. Riflemen charging forwards, getting slowed down. One team of Panzer Grenadiers moving into this building, although I sort of forgot the placement of the windows is not the best one. They do get a bit of shots at these Rangers, but we'll have to quickly get out of there as continued grenades rain in. And the Americans are quick to seize this southern victory point. Howitzers still here, not really firing at anything at the moment. Looking a bit on its own, and certainly perhaps not too proud that it's blown a hole right into the enemy, their base. But there you go, medic bunkers close to sending out a fresh infantry team. Panzer Grenadiers quickly pulling back to a slightly more defensible position with their assault rifles, and this Hetzer still watching over everything. Not really needed at the moment. Fighting away with its machine gun. Not really killing anything, but there we go. Counter-attack by the Panzer Grenadiers. And what do I have out of here? I have the Panzer Jäger command upgrade. Always nice in case you might need a mana to augment your forces, but then again, I already have plenty of things, so I probably at this point just upgrading things for the hell of it, and I'll probably get the ability to have my troops sprint soon, which is an ability your Panzer Grenadiers get when all of their upgrades are recharged throughout the 4 buildings. Sprints being a bit like fire up, except there's no penalty, but at the same time it does not actually prevent suppression or break it. And we see these troops just standing around there. Apparently the American commander seems a bit in a disarray, not entirely sure what to do. Perhaps waiting for an off-map combat group to help things out, or perhaps pondering his next move, as things are certainly not looking good with the indomitable Jagdpanther on the field, supported by a lot of impressive German armor. And there we go, Panzer Grenadiers moving in, but quickly getting countered by all of these American troops. A rain of automatic fire opening up on these Panzer Grenadiers, one being taken out by a bazooka quite spectacularly. Flamethrowers on the front, forcing these Panzer Grenadiers to pull back, while this second team is on the west, knocking off a incendiary grenade, possibly killing a few Rangers, but will probably have to be pulled back before too soon. Killing further troops in the name of the fatherland, but are quickly being overwhelmed by all of these Rangers with their BARs. Heads are still in the background firing away. And what do we have here speeding around like Speedy Gonzales? An M18 Hellcat off-map combat group having been summoned, and we also see a mortar and a heavy machine gun. And Jagdpanther taking fire, asking where it's coming from, and we have a bit of a flaw here. Standing right up to a tank, or in particular Jagdpanther with the M18, instead of flanking it, the M18 really needs to be used to flanking, since its frontal penetration is rather lower compared to the M10 Wolverine. And this will also be reflected in the next patch, where we in fact be given a speed buff, so it's a lot faster on this, which was a bit of a problem though. Jagdpanther though getting out of the rain of artillery. Bazooka round almost knocking out this anti-tank gun, and Jagdpanther slowly pulling back. Rangers right in the middle of everything against these elite Panzer Grenadiers, forcing the Panzer Grenadiers to retreat. Medic stations still up, have not been able to really push at them. And Panzer Grenadiers taking fire, but due to the level of veterancy and of course the veteran sergeants, they are able to drop incendiary grenades right into the building, although not clearing out the team of machine gunners. Panzer IV charging forwards. Veterancy free, of course, all defensive, and 38 kills.